I'm up really early. It is 4:40 a.m. Making it happen. Ooh, I like to start my days early, baby. So what are we doing? What is this video game? Trails in the Sky, huh? Wait, no, not that. I don't want to talk to you, Chris. What are we gonna do now? Let's spend 10 minutes figuring out what buttons do what. Okay, we did this. They're coming cold. We did that. Check, check, check. Got the cold medicine, Imperial carrots. Man, I think we did everything that's here, right? Yeah, I think that is the case. What's the map telling me to do? To walk. Oh yeah, well, that's right. We heard like a sound over here. Sounds like beef. Don't give me that crap. This is my spot. I paid for it, so it's mine. I'm the one who paid for this spot. Look, I even got a permit for it. Stop lying to me and vamoose. May I ask what the problem is? Perhaps we can help in some way. There seems to be some question over which of these two gentlemen gets control of this area to set up his stall. The young merchant over there is a local, while that merchant wearing the suit is from the capital. Rainy, you're on the wrong side of sleep right now. Good morning, my dear friend. You should be on the side of sleep that already did sleeping, not the one that hasn't done it yet. That's science. So they're both claiming the same spot. How odd. Permits for the market are issued by the province ruling lord. Oh, so for Seldic, that would be Keldic Seldic. Ah. Oh snap, here it comes. There we go, these boys are going in. These boys are challenging one another, testing each other's physical limitations. This isn't good. We must stop them. Hold me back. They love this animation. That's the same animation they did for when Juices and Matthias were beefing. I'm not sure exactly what's going on here, but violence isn't going to solve anything. You are incorrect. We are literally people that use swords to solve our problems. You both need to calm yourselves. You've been worked into a rage. Bye. Oh, that's true. Laura does got that strong beef. Those strong arms. Nothing spindly like Reen. Oh, laundry. Kept you up. Well, don't let laundry keep you up. Let it get in the laundry machine. Wherever that is. They should still be holding it back. What are you, high schoolers? Good question, Merchant Hines. We are. We're here to break up your problems. This has nothing to do with you meddling kids. Oh, Scooby-Doo. We're having a mature discussion here, and I'll thank you not to interfere. Since when has grabbing a person by the neck been considered mature? If you truly intend to have a mature discussion, perhaps you should try acting more like adults. What did you say to me? We're a student from Thor's Military Academy. We're currently visiting this town on a field study. What are you, high schoolers? Yes, age 15, age 16 also. Drawn like an adult woman and man. And while we are not yet formal members of the army, I'm afraid we cannot simply walk by and ignore a fight in such a public area. Military academy. So there are a bunch of soldiers in training. What in Idios name is happening here? Old man's voice is saying that. What in Idios's name's happening here? Look at this cool cat. Oh, now look what you've done. Manager Otto. Otto. I've been filled in on what happened. Understand both of you have a permit for the same stall, is that correct? I know exactly right. I mean, that still to me, something I paid attention to first when Cloud Strife was able to wield that Buster Sword, who is, even in the scale of the other characters in the game, a pretty small dude. Like, you got Barrett, who was pretty large. Tifa, I think, was about his same-ish height. So, he looks like a $132. And that big old Buster Sword was just going wild. He was spinning around on his fingers when he was doing stuff. And both permits were expired at the same time, too. What's the meaning of this? I understand your concerns, but fighting over it here is greatly inconveniencing the other customers. I'll be happy to discuss the matter in private, but I'll need to ask both of you to put your differences aside until it's been resolved. Okay. I guess. Well, that was a close one. Seems like everything's going to be fine now, though. This man with Luna. That's crazy. That's wild. But I mean, yeah, it's just, I don't know, dude. Cloud's Omega strong. All that soldier training, or soldier failing, right? Like, he was a bad soldier in Soldier. Bad soldier in Soldier. I really appreciate the four of you stepping in to help defuse the situation, though I suppose I should expect no less from the infamous Class 7 I've heard so much about. He knows who we are. Oh. How do you know about Class 7? My name is Otto. I'm the manager of Seldix Grand Market. I have some things to discuss with you. If you'd be so kind as to come along, I'll treat you to some tea. Well, I'll accept that tea. I really don't know how I feel about this logo popping up in the bottom right at weird times to me. Stalls are shut down, motherfuckers. So you're responsible for choosing our assignments. Surely overpowered locals demolishing independent enemy resistances. That's very good. I mean, you have to be very OP. And in the end, Cloud kind of was OP. Indeed. Principal Van Dyck. Van Dyck is an old friend of mine, you see. He asked me to personally select a few tasks that you might be able to complete. Well, that was nice of him. We appreciate your consideration as well. Oh, it was no trouble at all. Likewise, I'm grateful to you for taking some troublesome tasks off my hands. And I can't thank you enough for your help at the market. If you hadn't been there, I imagine someone would have wound up getting hurt. I'm just glad we got there when we did. So both merchants will be taking turns using the same stall at the front of the market? That's right. Because of their permit, both of their permits are genuine, but their merchandise and temperaments don't lend themselves to sharing a space. Eventually, they agreed to a compromise where they would each make use of the front stall on alternate weeks. I guess. Also, so I guess they're supposed to share the stall and they just didn't know that concept existed? Like, wouldn't there be other shared stalls? Like, wouldn't they be able to talk to anybody else that says, like, hey, no, that's how it does. You know, you get a stall and you share it with someone else. The other stall reserved is near back of the market. However, so whoever is relegated there will likely see far fewer sales number. Okay, so they both. No, they said they have the same stall number. That's weird. That's better than nothing, I guess, but it's still really unfortunate. I must admit, I do find the whole matter rather perplexing. To my knowledge, the issuing of market permits is the sole responsibility of each province's ruling lord. For a mistake such as this to have been made in the first place raised some rather unpleasant questions. It's true. It's a lord's duty to control the flow of goods. If he can't handle it, the local economy could really suffer. Oh, so somebody just fucked up. Quite right. Ordinarily, the responsibility would fall upon the Duke's household. The Duke? The Dukey. The Cruzan province is ruled by Duke Albaria. That's like the other regional name, isn't it? One of the foremost powerful nobles in the entire country. Yeah, so that's what I'm thinking. Like, so they both had, one of the front stalls. So it's not usual that two people would share the same stall. So I guess the reason that market manager Otto gave that as an opportunity was like, well, we can't change the fact that you guys both have the same stall because that's done by the provincial ruler, it looks like here. So he was just trying to make the best of a bad situation, and then they came to the conclusion of alternating stalls. But still kind of fucked up because, I mean, you probably need to sell stuff more than once a week, like every other week. So that kind of blows. They should probably resolve this. I wonder if this Duke is incompetent. Uh-oh. But lately the situation surrounding the Duke's household has been getting a bit complicated. Complicated? A few months ago, he increased the sales tax for our market rather significantly. Uh-oh, we got a robber baron. And with a larger percentage of their profits being taken from them, the merchants have begun to get rather desperate. Fights like the one you saw earlier are becoming more and more commonplace. I see. Sales tax is something which should not be raised without careful consideration. History has shown us how damaging such actions can be. I've never heard of anything like that happening in the capital. Have you tried raising objections to the increase? Raising objections, yeah, that's gonna work. We all know how appealing to the rulers mean. Of course, I've even gone to Berahard numerous times to petition the Duke personally, but they always just drive me away at the gate without listening to a word I have to say. Looks like we're gonna have to get in some clandestine mission. This has been going on for roughly 2 months now. Also unrelated, drugs have been coming into that town. If that's the case, the mix-up with the permits may be more than just an accident. Just what's this? Dig up his big butt. Huh. Oops. Probably for the best that he didn't roll this way, huh? Probably glad he's part of that other group. Are you suggesting they might be getting careless when dealing with the market, or maybe they're deliberately trying to cause problems? I don't think it's a good idea to jump to conclusions. I agree, but I will say that before all this began, the soldiers in the guardhouse absolutely would have intervened in a scuffle like that. Yeah, for sure. Like, good thing Machias, because Machias will just be like, "Oh yeah, I told you, fuck these nobles." Shit, especially that one. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna have a scuffle. Who's gonna hold me back? Oh. Unlike the Imperial Army, a provincial army's main priority is maintaining the status quo throughout their territory. So mediating arguments which threaten the status quo should be absolutely fall within the scope of their duties. Correct. It seems that unless we accept this tax increase, they intend to turn a blind eye to the market. The commanding officer at the guardhouse has even made comments suggesting as much. That's not right at all. I'm sorry, I shouldn't be talking about matters like this with you. This is strictly an internal affair to be dealt with among us merchants. You have no reason to concern yourselves with it. You need to be focused on your field study. Thank you, this is true, and I really, really hope that we don't directly solve this problem. And I'll have a new list of tasks for you tomorrow morning as well. What? You will? So you're asked to prepare some for each day of our visit then. That's right. I got a few difficult ones in mind too, but I'm sure you're up for them. Or at least I hope you are. Don't worry, we are. We'll do our very best to meet your expectations. Hello. Otto went to Barra hard yesterday in order to try to appeal the tax increases, but it seems they never even gave him the time of day yet again. This really is a problem. If only there was something we could do for the merchants. This is a weird place for a bed to be, but I guess you're gonna have like a loft, so you kind of have some privacy. Man, they really didn't try on that outside scene there, did they? That's all sounds really unfair. Yeah, I agree. Provincial lords have the duty and the right to decide upon and collect taxes in the regions they control. And as long as that remains the case, there's really not much the general populace can do to stand against them. I'm reluctant to comment on how others choose to rule their own territories, but harassing one's people like this seems clearly inappropriate. I've heard many rumors about the current head of House Albaria. The current head is Juice's dad, right? There goes Elliot. Hey, that's his daddy, right? So could we ask Juices for some help here? I doubt there's anything you could do. Among the nobility, decisions made by the head of the house are absolute. And since the Albarias represent one of the 4 great houses, that old tradition is absolutely guaranteed to be alive and well. The Emperor himself is probably the only one with more power than the heads of the 4 great houses. Guess that's a no then. That's right, fucking Elliot. Shut the fuck up. I see you're all busy mulling things over. Excellent, excellent. Oh, here she goes. Oh, yeah. And shook to Sarah. What brings you here? I figured it was about time for me to get going. Group B's not getting anything done as expected, so I'm out to help sort them out. What? You're going to see Group B now? The town of Parma is a considerable distance from here. Now, you let me worry about that. You 4 are perfectly capable of looking after yourselves anyway, right? I know, right? I guess it was earlier, just like that morning, that she's been getting tore up at the bar. Now she's like, oh, better go check on Group B. Give me my keys. I'm gonna drive. Put your heads together and think, and I'm certain you'll see what you need to do. Bye. Ideas be with you. I'll be looking forward to your report. It's me, your teacher, or your drunk aunt. I can't believe it. It's as though she knows exactly what's going on. There we go. Even though she spent the whole day drinking at the end, can she read mods or something? It's no Estelle Stare indeed. Lara. I suggest we return to our rooms and rest for the night in any case. We still have reports to write, so an early dinner seems wise. Yeah, you're right. I'm so tired. Me too. I feel like I'm going to fall asleep at the dinner table without even making it to my bed. Nobody cares what you want, Elliot, or think, or feel. Probably be able to stay awake if you weren't so lame. I am still outside. Well, let's see. I don't want to just randomly go places that I wouldn't go, but I probably would check out the market in her life. Do you actually sell stuff, Merchant Lizzie? Oops, forgot. I only have 470 Mira still. Let's see if I can sell something. No, I don't care about you, Merchant. I don't want to chat. I want your goods. Also, what I would do in real life is go walk up to that guy, realize he had nothing to sell, then awkwardly have to listen to him talk for a while. Mm-hmm. Budget military expansion unveiled. How will both chambers react to the Chancellor's plans? Can I not read this? Ooh. I didn't even know I had all this stuff. Ah, separate menu. Okay. Change the cover. Nice. Get one of these out. Get us all out. I don't want bunny ears. Well, I don't want that. That seems like cheating. Shining Palm Bait trial set. I don't want to find the secret to hopiness. Let's see. Maybe. Here we go. Ooh, that's a lot to read. The government today held a press conference to reveal its annual budget to the nation. At the same time, a new plan to expand the military were announced, including the strengthening of the armored divisions, reaffirming earlier statements made by Chancellor Osborne. With the neighboring Calvert Republic continuing to expand its own armed forces, this seems an appropriate reaction and the duty of a great nation such as ours. Oops. What's the button? Nope. There we go. Both the House of Representatives and the House of Peers met to debate the budget of Heimdallr. The House of Representatives voted unanimously in favor of the budget and the military expansion plan, but the House of Peers remained fiercely critical of both proposals throughout the debates. I pray that His Majesty decides is the best interest of this nation. House of Peers President. However, with His Majesty leaving decisions regarding the budget in the hands of the Chancellor, it seems unlikely that it will be overturned. Imperial Governor Regnitz speaks. In response to an Imperial Chronicles reporter outside City Hall, Governor Regnitz had this to say about the budget debate. The proposal have my full approval. Much has been made of the military aspects, but taken as a whole, I feel the budget is remarkably well balanced. It seems apparent to me that His Excellency has a clear vision for how to proceed in modernizing this country. The Imperial Transportation Act. It has been a year since the Imperial Transportation Act was enacted in Heimdallr. The law was drafted with the expectation that the number of orbital cars in the city would continue to increase, but how our dear readers react to the bills? We have found that the majority seem to be in favor of the new law, though some have argued that giving the cars of commoners regard equal to that of nobility makes little sense. The Imperial government maintains that law has been successful in reducing the number of motoring accidents and aims to eventually introduce it to the rest of the country. The eastern town of Seldig is best known for the Grand Market, which is held regularly throughout the year. This year's spring market is bustling as usual and has attracted a large number of tourists and merchants. What is it that makes the market so lively? Because the town is located on a trade route that has long been vital to this nation, is the opinion of Otto, the market manager. He believes that Seldig's position as an interchange station where passengers can transfer from the transcontinental railroad to the national lines makes it easily accessible for visitors from both outside and inside the country. Whatever the reason, the market's popularity is showing no signs of letting up. Welcome to the RS Store Spotlight. Our goal is to deliver the latest Reinford Group products. We're your one-stop orbital technology shop. Interesting. So this whole zone is kind of governed like a superpower. Old man Flint. What up, Flint? I might say what's up to Flint in real life. The general protocol is that the Grand Market closes once the sun sets. Once that happens, the entrance itself is locked up for the day. It's hard to value the store's goods in the dark after all, so it's been this way for years now. Yeah, pretty much. See, they could have just put that. I would have read that book easily. Train, super convenient, totally dope, loving it. We're loving it here. Weathercock. Nice.
Ah, that was delicious.
I actually completely agree on that, Rainy. It definitely comes across in the paper, and the just the imperialness, the structure of this whole region is so different than liberal is. I think that's really neat. But yeah, they're definitely presenting that nobility commoner divide really well in that paper. Though, I mean, I guess there's a lot of editorializing in there too, so it's fine. I wouldn't think that they would want to present the news with such a light, but I guess the comments of the people are actually doing that, not the paper itself. I think it'd be kind of weird. Well, I mean, the paper would be taking an angle if they're speaking of that disparity to some degree. That was delicious.
Seriously fresh vegetables too.
Oh man, Elliot, shut up. I hate your voice.
Yeah, nothing beats food made from local ingredients.
I quite enjoyed the rye bread myself.
I suppose this whole field study thing isn't so bad when you take the menu into account. I wonder what the others in Group B are doing right now.
Somehow, I doubt they're sitting around a table and talking like we are.
This happened. Next story. Yeah, I guess I was sort of idealizing a version of the news that doesn't actually exist. Because that would just be like a list of things happened.
That would certainly be a shock if they were. I can't help but question what exactly Class 7's purpose is, though.
I mean, Elliot, haven't you played Trails in the Sky? We're gonna solve some problems and eventually solve bigger problems so we save the world.
Instructor Sarah says it's about Arcus, but I don't think that's the only reason we've been brought together.
Just for me to beat the shit out of you, Elliot, also.
I'm certain it's not. If that were all, today's field study tasks would serve little purpose.
It seems as though she's trying to make us experience, I don't know, things. Like all kinds of things, big and small. What I can't wrap my head around, though, is why.
Yeah.
Have you met the Power Rangers?
Instead of trying to put everything in its place, why don't you just go with the flow for a change?
For the girls that are into that. But man, that resounding beat. I keep thinking about how much I don't like Elliot and how I talk all this shit about how I'm not going to leave him in the team, but how that resounding beat is just like, that's the move. That's a Mr. Cunningham move. The buffs are like a thing that I really appreciate and respect now.
It seems like you're desperately trying to find something. But if you don't plant yourself somewhere, you're just gonna blow away with the next big gust that comes along.
What do we have to offer one another, when our reasons for enrolling at Thor's in the first place are undoubtedly very different?
Yeah. But that move is good. Maybe I'll just have to leave him in the team, won't I? Randy, I have to leave him, don't I?
Our reasons?
I hadn't considered that.
My reason for enrolling was quite simple.
My reason for
I
enrolling
aim
was
to
quite
come ever
simple.
closer to my goal. Or rather, to the person whom I regard as such.
Oh, I like that attitude, Laura.
Who's that?
This is neither the time nor the place to discuss such matters. Best to save that topic for another day.
Yeah, I mean, it would definitely be Emma, right? Like, based upon how they're at least positioned and how I've seen them, that Emma has magical abilities. Also, Laura, I think you're wildly incorrect. This is exactly the place where you want to discuss such matters. You're having dinner on a trip, like with a bunch of people that you don't really know very well. It seems like the time.
What about you, Elisa? Why did you enroll at the academy?
There's no one single reason, but I think I just wanted to assert my independence. I mean, my situation back at home isn't exactly ideal, and this seemed like a good way to get out and do more, I guess.
Boy, she sure is self-aware. I want to assert my own
I
independence.
see.
It sounds like I'm probably in the minority then.
Well, I came because I just am the fucking worst.
See, I wasn't intending on coming here at all originally. I wanted to do something completely different.
You did?
Oh yeah, you said you were really hoping you'd get into a music academy, right?
Oh?
Well, I wasn't that serious about it or anything.
You were totally serious. I saw those violins. That was a violin in his room, right? Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Thanks, Rady.
What about you, Reen? You're the last holdout, and since you're the one who brought it up, it's only fair you answer the question too.
Me? I wanted to find myself, I guess.
Don't we all, Reen? Don't we all want to find ourselves in this
yourself?
world?
Huh?
Sorry. That makes it sound like a much bigger deal than it actually is.
Huh? It seemed like a pretty big deal.
That's the best way I can think of to put it, though.
Nothing wrong with that. Going on a journey of self-discovery?
Elliot hasn't discovered his own body yet.
It's actually a pretty cool answer.
Yeah, I had no idea you were such a romanticist. You sure don't come across as one.
I shouldn't have said anything.
True. Nice, Rainy. Psh, that's a high five. So you want me to wake you up at 6 tomorrow, right? Yes, please. We won't have until tomorrow evening, so we need to get an early start. We really appreciate it. Not a problem at all. Have a good night. Good night. Now we're gonna have the awkward conversation
but we're
about
not actually
the
going to sleep yet, are
bedroom.
we? Not until we write our reports for the day.
I want to shut off my brain so badly right now, but it doesn't look like that's happening anytime soon.
She seems to have forgotten all about the room situation. And I'm not about to remind her.
Danbu. How's it going, my friend? Up early. Well, I don't know what time it is for you actually, but 5:13 over here for me in the AM. Feeling good, feeling great, enjoying the trails of cold steel. CST, so that means that you're an hour before me? Because I'm EST. That'll make it 4:13 for you? AM? Cool my room down because you got some cold steel. Well, let me tell you right now, we're putting cold steel through your internet tubes. But I don't think it's gonna cool your room.
Reen?
Open up a window, Rainy.
What is it?
Ooh, private action. All right.
I was unsure whether to ask or not, but I've decided that this question bears answering. Why have you chosen to hold back?
What?
Your sword style and technique. It is the 8 Leaves, 1 Blade school, is it not?
Ooh.
Popularized by the sword hermit, Yun Ka-Fai, it combines the best elements of other Eastern sword styles. Those who master any of its forms are referred to as a divine blade, and are said to
Divine
understand
blade?
the true nature of all things.
Oh.
You certainly know an awful lot about it. I didn't think it was particularly renowned here in the Empire.
We of the Arcade School consider the studying of other swordsmanship styles to be an essential part of our training. In addition, my father once told me, if you follow the path of the sword, it is only a matter of time before you encounter a follower of the 8 Leaves.
Your father said that? It's an honor to be acknowledged by the Radiant Blade Master himself. I'm nothing special, though. I'm just a dropout who's never even been able to progress past beginner level.
Ah. Grandfather, as Laura just revealed.
I did train under Master Ka-Fai for a while, but I started to feel like I couldn't go any further with my abilities, and he cut my training short.
What?
So I'm really not holding back. Honest. I actually kind of feel like I'm dirtying the good name of the Eight Leaf School, in fact. But this is my limit. I'm sorry I can't quite live up to your expectations.
Well, that's a weird approach, Reed.
Laura?
Oh yeah, she's doing the right thing.
You have no reason to apologize to me. This is a matter you must come to terms with on your own. Though I'll admit to some disappointment, I was hoping you'd prove to be a good sparring partner.
But now I'm just gonna hit you in the head with a big old sword.
I'm going to practice outside for a bit. Please go and finish your report with Elisa and Elliot.
Basically, be gone from me while I turn my back on you. Everything about her body language says she is not pleased with you, Reed. Reen's just like, hate to see you leave, but I'd love to see you go. I'm bad at swords. Long conversation. I'm bad at swords. My bad.
There's a lot he doesn't want to talk about, huh? I can see in his eyes sometimes that he's bottling something up and trying really hard to keep anyone else from noticing.
You've noticed it too?
Shut up, Elliot.
You sure have taken quite an interest in him.
It's like, I don't think that's how people say that. No, I'm certain that's not how people say that at all.
I was just trying to work out the best time to apologize, that's all. It's not like I've been consciously paying attention to him or anything, honestly.
I mean, clearly you are.
Reen's not the only one bottling up his feelings, though, is he?
Look at Elliot's dumb eyebrows. Dumb eyebrow Elliot.
You've been doing the same thing.
Yeah, I guess I have.
Who would have thought? I know that sound. Look, it's the logo, just in case you forgot. This is Legend Hero Trails of Cold Steel.
You're moving up in the world. I've got a little reward here for you.
Hey, thanks.
Drinks
That's weird. I had pressed A. It didn't start till I pressed A. Maybe they expected the loading screen to last a little longer. Here are your tasks for the day. The market manager left them with me. Yeah, I mean, if Laura literally was at, oh, I have a very vague underlying meaning for the things I'm doing, but I can't even discuss this now. Boy, that reading sure is vague, huh? Ah, so is Elisa, huh? Laura literally might as well like be dressed in all black with like a veil over her eyes. Thank you. Field study envelope, April. Field study day 2 assigned tasks. West Seldic monster, highway monster, and a lost wallet. A large, ferocious monster has been sighted on the West Seldic Highway. We'd all be happier if someone took it down. Took it out. Monster, Zwardar. Zwardar. Zwardar here. Stone bridge leading to Heimeldar on the West Seldic Highway. Lost wallet. Yesterday I found a wallet on the floor in front of my stall. Would someone be willing to find its owner from me? Richie. Good morning, my friend. How's it going? It's early morning here. 5:20 in the AM. We're going strong in the cold steel realm. Yeah. Elliot didn't at all. He just said that he wanted to do something else, but then no one really explained. Yeah, you're right. He didn't even explain why he actually wanted to be there. What a weird kid. Fucking hate Elliot. Huh, even fewer than yesterday. Maybe he gave us less work to do because he knew we were going back to Trista today. Sounds about right. He is a very considerate man. 10 a.m. over there. Not bad, not bad. Good morning for sure then. Hope you've taken in your breakfast or whatever you might eat. Are we back? Are we back? Are we alive? Whoa! Kuro's powerful presence destroyed my internet connection, apparently. Pure courage did it. Hey, thank you very much. I'm Marine. Hey. We greatly appreciate your kindness. Oh, I'm thinking about the worst of us. Shall we get started then? Sounds good. Thank adios. Sound like today's task are optional. Hey Laura, I wanted to apologize for what I said to you yesterday evening. You know, about being a coward. Weak sauce. Always. Shots fired and hopefully hit right in the neck hole. Necks don't have holes. Mouth. Mouth is a neck hole, sort of. Green. As I told you then, this is a matter you must come to terms with on your own. It's not something for which an apology is required. That's not really what I mean. That's fact. You can create a nice nice orifice. I wanted to apologize for making light of the way of the sword. What I said about being a dropout who's never been able to progress past beginner level was disrespectful. To Mr. Kafai, to the school I follow, and to the path of the sword itself. And for those reasons, I feel it was inappropriate for me to say what I said, so I'm sorry. If that's the case, then there is other person you should be apologizing to as well. Your master, probably. I can't pretend to know much about your personal circumstances, but regardless of one's background or social standing, one should always be able to live with pride in him or herself. Thus, if you truly did make light of yourself and your own abilities, that is an act of shame for which you owe yourself recompense. Let me ask you a question, Rin. Do you like the path of the sword? Neglected, Kuro. It's getting neglected. It's not really a matter of liking or disliking, I don't think. I mean, basically, that's what she's asking. Well, I guess you hate yourself. Please do ceremonial suicide. You can use my large sword that you probably can't even carry because you're such a coward. That's part of my life, an inseparable part of who I am. That's all I wanted to hear. I feel exactly the same way. Lara. Boy. So you two are friends again then? Were we not? There was never any rift between us that I knew about. Indeed, this is all handled rather neatly, I felt. You both are so simple-minded. I feel like an idiot spending so much time trying to devise a plan to get the two of you to make up. Whoa. You did what now? It would seem we've caused you undue concern. Jeez, can we just forget all this and move on? Looks like the ground's dried after the rainfall, so to speak. Glad to see you are all looking a little bit less gloomy. Margo, we got trouble. Big trouble. That's a girl's voice, sorry. Slow down, Luis. It's the first thing in the morning. You're about poised to wake the dead. You're making such a commotion. Where have you been anyway? You're late. I'm sorry. I just caught up on the way here. But never mind that. We have big trouble. Something terrible happened over at the market. Something terrible, you say? Uh-huh. Oh, the story of fighting. Story of fighting. Filling fight. Is that 2 L's? Filling fighting. Gotta be 2 L's. Man, vision, huh? Do I need to increase the font size on my chat box? Am I old now? I did turn 34 last week. What a terrible thing happened exactly. You might be the most woke, Rainy. Oops, I gotta make sure this blanket doesn't show so I can still look like I'm not huddled underneath a blanket and playing a video game. Yeah, a little bit lower. There you go. Nothing but cool guy t-shirts. Well, it sounds like it actually took place last night. 2 of the stalls over the market were destroyed and all the merchandise was stolen. That is most terrible indeed. A robbery? Oh my. I suppose that means the market might be opening late today. Yeah, that cozy blanket, this is one of my favorites. It's very smooth. I like the texture of it. Oh, Rainy. Good old 30. I remember when I turned 30. That's a lie. I was very drunk. Which means we can end up with more customers as people wait here for resolution. Luis, let's get this place ready. You got it. Sweat, 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 sweat. As for you four, this is our problem, not yours. You just focus on your field of study and leave this incident to us locals. Oh yeah, birthday party at Rainy's house. Rainy's place, let's go. I would advise against it, Rainy. Nothing wrong with being sober. And I would know. You have your own tasks to worry about after all. Of course. We'll be like later. Thanks again. Be safe. Ride around. Get an Uber or a Lyft. What should we do? I have to admit I'm curious. It's not far, so we might as well just take a look. Alright, let's take a slight detour and see what's happening at the market then. Guess what, mother lovers? Once I find this button. Nope. Oh, wait, quest. Alright, here we go. West Celtic Monster. So we have to go to the place anyway. I'm gonna try to take the monster out first though. West Celtic. Let's see if they let me do it. Oh man. Oh, fine. I'm sorry the Great Market isn't quite open for business yet. Oh, it's the students from yesterday. Good morning, Vietnam. Opening late today after all, I see. Afraid so. Guess you already know about the robbery yesterday, huh? The 2 merchants whose stalls were destroyed are still arguing about it. You bastard! You're not gonna get away with this. Let's say not these same 2. The manager came to try and break them up, but he doesn't seem to be having much luck. Yeah, that's kind of how well, as long as it stays like contained like this, I've been aiming to do the side quests first, but let's be honest, I'm not gonna do all the side quests, Corey. You've seen me stream games, you know how I roll. I'm gonna do some of them until I feel strong enough to not have to do any of them. And I'm gonna let Rainy guide my path. I guess you too, Corey, because now you're like definitely ahead of me on this one. What gives me that good reward? I want the good swords, please. Good swords, good accessories. Speaking of Clanad, I need to play that. I bought all those games and like just never touched them because I was gonna stream them. What you doing? Or maybe we could try talking to them. Considering everything that happened yesterday, you might be the cavalry we need right now. Would you mind? Not at all. Let's go. How dare you destroy my stall, you damn coward. I knew your... Oh, here we go. It's Big Sean. Hello, my friend. My samurai brother. Hope you're doing well today. What else could it have been? Just come clean and admit it already. What are you calling a coward, you Heimdallrian snob? You're the one who won my spot after all, for yourself. Calm down, gentlemen, please. Playing all innocent, trying to paint me as the bad guy here. You make me sick. What do you say we sell this right here now? Bring it on. Hold it. Hold up. Class 7. So Heimdall. You kids again? Keep your noses out of this. I'm gonna make him pay for smashing my stall. Smashing. That's pretty fucked up stall, I have to say. I get it. Wow, they really are completely ruined. Yeah, Elliot saw him play like, yeah, that's pretty fucked up here. This is awful. However, harming one another is not going to bring them back. In the end, they'll still be smashed and you will be worse off. But this anger isn't going to go away unless I do something. Nice job, Big Sean. Hey, man, sometimes you gotta cheese bosses. Like, I don't think I've ever even actually, because I thought about this recently about Sekiro, that I don't think I've ever beaten the sculptor. I played that game like 3 or 4 times. You know what I'm playing through actually lately is Devil May Cry 5 again. Man, that game feels real good. I'm playing on a harder difficulty level than the first time, and that game, Sekiro came out like right after that one, but coming back to Devil May Cry 5, I'm just still digging it. It's such a neat game and has such a good feel. He took all my goods too, so I haven't even gotten anything to sell. What are you talking about? You're the one who stole my goods. And you're gonna give them all back right now and fix the damage you did to my stall, or else I can't be held responsible for my actions. Here they go again, back in that animation. Hand just clipping right through my dude's neck. This isn't good. I don't think they're even listening to a word we're saying. What do we do? Stop this at once. Uh-oh, male voice is here. Is it Otto again? Oh, the police. Oh no, it's the cops. The provincial army. What? What is the meaning of this? Mustachio man. It's the middle of the morning. Stop this nonsense immediately. But I believe you are the one in charge here. I demand an explanation as to what has transpired. Ah. Sturt. Heimdall. Ratusks. Ratatusks. Ratatusks. So stupid. I've been an explanation as to what has transpired. Well, you see, the market manager explained to the provincial army officer what happened the previous night. I see. The solution is simple then. Men, take them away. Yes, sir. What? What do you mean, take this away? 2 stalls are destroyed, 2 sets of goods are stolen. The truth is clear as day. The 2 merchants in the midst of heated disagreement committed the same crime at the same time. That is not how that would work, sir. That's not fair. Do you not think it premature to draw such a conclusion without investigation? The provincial army doesn't have time to waste solving the petty squabbles of merchants, but we do have time to lock people the fuck up. Oh, see Kuro always being the most interesting man in the world. It's like, oh yeah, I'm bored. Let me just start reading the Edda. Oh, Norse mythology. Might as well. Light reading while I'm on the toilet or something. But I'm not an unreasonable man. Cease your dispute and you'll be left alone. Continue and you come with us. The choice is yours. They're trying to force both merchants to forget this ever happened. To sweep the whole ordeal under the rug. Yeah, something about this seems really wrong. Something about this seems like an episode of Cops. Oh, speaking of Cops, I've been listening to a podcast called Running from Cops. It's really interesting. It's really good. Talking about the show Cops and some of the stuff behind it. Some of the things that I didn't think about at the time. They really do, right, Sean? Like, they're the police swordsman. Which I guess are army in this series, isn't it? Bit of light, exactly, Rainy. That's Kuro in a nutshell. Gah. Very good then. I'm sure you can agree that wasting time on shenanigans like this is detrimental to all parties involved. I hope you'll think twice before causing such a ruckus ever again. Now, if you please excuse us, I'm a busy man and have more pressing matters to attend to. Like taking bribes. Anybody got some bribe time? I know I do, baby. Yeah. Now, Dante's Inferno, that one's I actually read probably like I guess a decade ago, that book. It's really interesting. It's really not as hard of a read as I thought it would be. Well, I guess they did stop those 2 from fighting, but they did nothing to solve the underlying problem. This isn't right. Oh, here we go, Elliot. Fucking social activist now. Seeing how the provincial army here conducts itself. Are you sure you're both still pretty angry about this? But right now, 2 of you need to focus on keeping cool-headed. If you have the time to fight, try to use that time for something more productive instead. You'll feel a lot better. Yeah. I shouldn't have let my anger take control of me like that. Oh. I like that. From the Divine Comedy, it is not funny. Just different layers of hell for your dad. I shouldn't have let my anger take control of me like that. We can't open the Grand Market for business until we've cleaned up these busted stalls. And we're already running late, so I hate to ask, but would you all mind lending a hand? Market Manager Otto, with assistance from the merchants of the market, cleared away the remains of the 2 stalls. And with the help of Reed and the others on top of that, the Grand Market was finally built open for the day, albeit behind schedule. But it is divine. Thanks to you four, we were able to open the Grand Market for business today a bit quicker than I'd expected. I can't even begin to tell you how grateful I am. No, there's no need for that. We barely did anything. I'm just glad no one got hurt. All the more reason to thank you. Age of Mythology. I owned Age of Wonders. Age of Wonders 3. That's just a statement of fact. A merchant's stall is his livelihood. Any action taken against it can throw him into a blind rage, and it's hard to bring someone back from that. It would seem the problems facing the merchants in this town are quite grave indeed. The provincial army may have intervened, but it's difficult to believe they'd make no attempt to find an amicable solution. Quite right. It's clearer than ever now that they have no intention of trying to resolve any issue involving the market. And I can't see that changing unless we decide to just accept the sales tax increase and keep quiet about it. So you'd think they'd at least be a little more subtle about the whole thing. There's no way those two merchants are just going to accept this and move on. No, I don't suppose they will, and if word gets out about this, it's not inconceivable for certain groups of people to begin boycotting the marketplace. Wolo. Something definitely has to be done. I'm just not sure what. Reen knows. Is something wrong, Reen? You're awfully quiet. Are you feeling unwell? Sir, I have a favor to ask. Would you consider allowing us to investigate this morning's incident? What? Are you suggesting that we attempt to find the perpetrator who destroyed the merchant stall ourselves? Speaking of boycotting, it's a kind offer, but as I said yesterday, this is our affair, not yours. You are students, you have your own studies to worry about, and I wouldn't feel right interfering with them. I sure hope that these students don't end up interacting with the noble Alborea. We're student training for the military, though. We can't just stand by and allow something so unjust to go unchallenged. It's the provincial army's responsibility to address this, sure, but they're shirking their duties here, and that reflects poorly on us all. Have your own extramarital relations. That's an elaborate way to approach it, Kuro. Well, that's true enough, I guess. But do you really think we're up for something like this? I kind of have to wonder about that too. I mean, at the end of the day, we're just amateurs. We should at least check with our instructor Sarah first and see what she thinks. She's already told us. Put your heads together and think. I'm sure you'll see what you need to do. Her words. This seems like exactly the sort of thing she meant. At least it does to me. Oh, dear. I see your point. Perhaps matters such as this may fall under the scope of our field study after all. Yeah, you do make a good case. I'm still not sure we're up to it, but I guess it can't hurt to try. Neither seek nor shun the fight. Very well, we shall do what we can. Are you really sure about this? I'm certainly not going to say no. I'm very concerned about the market and the safety of our merchants. So if you're 100% sure, I have to admit, I truly would appreciate anything you can do for us. Thank you, sir. We'll do everything in our power to find answers for you. Just be careful. Don't go seeking trouble. Don't go chasing waterfalls. I don't want you kids being put in danger. We're dealing with a criminal who acts under cover of night. He may be capable of a lot more than just thievery and vandalism. Remember, I'm responsible for your safety. If anything were to happen to you, I couldn't even look Van Dijk in the eye anymore. Couldn't look the dick in the eye. Well, be careful. We promise. We'll be careful. I know I will, at least. I probably need to be more careful than anyone else here. Fucking right, Elliot. You're on a thin ice. Now that's settled, we should act quickly. Yeah, let's get this investigation started. But before we get this investigation started, we're going to do our side quest. Yeah, exactly. Like, that's what I feel like. There's going to be an immediate escalation of like, oh, well, looks like we're going to be... They might as well never even return from Zelda because they're going to find a string of things that will ultimately lead to the extreme bad. So first things first, we decide where to start investigating. The logical starting point will be the Gray Market itself, the scene of the crime. Can't argue with that. We should probably get statements from those two merchants before anything else. Indeed, I anticipate they've calmed themselves by now, but so perhaps we can get something a bit more substantial from them. We still have to ascertain their innocence or guilt in that matter as well. We'll need to keep a close eye on them, though. If we miss the last train towards Heimdall, we'll have no way getting back to the academy today. Plus, we've been given other tasks too, and I'd really like to get them done. In short, we need to keep moving. Our deadline is 9 p.m. Let's use every minute we have to accomplish everything we possibly can. Understood. You bet. Right. Let's use this moment to battle some bad guys. Okay, so we got the stall there. People to talk to there. And I believe we said the West Monster. Whoa, dude. Bro. Our stream is 16 hours confirmed. 16 hours of doing exactly these 3 quests. Don't be this guy. Hard living. It's kind of surprising that they wouldn't do something with him. Let's be publicly intoxicated. Just living that life though, cross-legged. Post up on the ground. I'd live this guy's life. He's still got a vest on. He probably went to a nice hard day at work, came home, started inside his house there, walked on outside here. Kind of just enjoying the sunshine and the people walking by. That's the best version of this. The sad version is probably he's still wearing this from the last time he did work, and he pretty much street harasses all the people that walk by. Yeah, that's true. Oh man, they're gonna force me to do this before I can go battle monsters. Might as well talk now. Excuse me, would you happen to be Lizzie? That's correct. Does that make you the students from Thor's who the market manager said will be coming then? Yep, that's us. We came to see you about the request you sent in. Could you explain the situation to us in full? Of course. I happened to come across someone's wallet by the store yesterday, you see. Okay, if I'm doing a lot more reading, I need some more coffee. Be right back. Guess who's back? That turned to a longer break because I turned into needing to use the bathroom due to all of the previous coffee I'd had. A nice morning movement. Thank you, Goro. Thank you. I guess I'm starting much earlier than I usually do, so that means that it's not quite your lunchtime yet. Of course, I happened to come across someone's wall by the store yesterday, you see. Kept it with me in the hopes that they would come pick it up, but no one's come to claim it. As such, I'd like to ask you all for your help in delivering it back to its owner. Would you be able to do that for me? So basically she found this wallet and she's like, well, I don't really want to deal with this anymore. Let's call somebody else to take it and then it's their problem. Probably like in half an hour. All right, cool. What's for lunch today? Anything exciting, special? Going out with the family? We'd be happy to help. Thank you. Here's the wallet that I found then. We'll be sure to take good care of it. I assume that you've already inspected the contents? I did indeed. Unfortunately, there wasn't anything inside that could help identify the owner. What exactly was inside it anyway? Well, naturally there was Mira in it. Like a lot of Mira. This isn't just chump change we're talking about. The only other thing was a train ticket to Heimdall that's scheduled for tonight. Sounds like the owner is a fairly well-off traveler then. There's not much we can do with that as our only lead though. But yeah, what should we do with it? Should we go and ask at the station? Yeah, considering it's for a train that leaves tonight, I imagine the owner's frantically searching for it. Which means they might have already been to the station themselves to ask about it. Let's head over to the station then. Sorry for the trouble, but I'm counting on you for this. Quest Lost Wallet started. I said Lost Wallet started. Lost Wallet started. Hey, Grandma. Okay. Bread. That's funny because you say bread, and to me, I'm like, well, that's not a lunch. That's just a thing. That's a component of lunch, but I'm sure bread entails far more than what I'm imagining. Yeah, it does. The Overfud. Select station. Run into the bread problem. After entering the station, they asked about whether or not there had been any inquiries in regards to lost property. Yes, there was an inquiry. Well, it seems to match the description received too. Can I ask when the inquiry was made? I believe it was this morning. A young lady came in along in a panic, claiming that she was at a complete loss without her wallet and its contents. Where I can tell she seems to have been traveling alone too. So you don't know how you translate it? We'll just say, what does it look like? What is the shape? What's the shape of this bread? I get why she would be in a panic then. Did she say anything else that could lead us to her? She mentioned something about returning to the inn to do a thorough check, if I recall correctly. It's the Weathercock right down the street. You can't miss it. How convenient. We happen to be staying there ourselves. Okay, let's go ask Margot. Map of Keldic. So if you could live anywhere in the world, where would you live? This is to anybody under the sound of my voice. Anyone. Spread with salami, so like a sandwich. Or is there not a top bread? So like cold cuts. Hey there, is something the matter? Do you have a moment? There's something we'd like to ask you. Reen explained the situation to Margot and asked if anyone had come along looking for the wallet. So it's not really a sandwich. It would just be just the bread bottom with meat on it, probably. Like is the meat resting on the bread? We explained the situation to Margot and asked if anyone had come along looking for the wallet. You know, I kind of like the look of the chat being over my webcam. I think that kind of looks cool, but is it not cool? Is it lame? I think it's cool, but is it lame? I don't know. Oh, you're looking for Annabelle. Bad timing, though. She just left. Watery Kettle. That's unfortunate. But we have name now, at least. That makes life a lot easier. True. Yeah, but I think that looks cool. Like when you guys talking, it just like kind of goes over. I don't know. I feel like it's in the Matrix. So yeah, it's like I'm the Matrix underneath this chat. Matrix me. I'm Neo. Bleo. Yeah, Black Neo. Sure, all that's left now is actually to meet with her. She mentioned that she'd be searching at the rest area at the Grand Market next. So you'll want to head there. I bet she's not going to be there. Make sure you return to her, okay? Well, let's go. Oh, she's not here. Cold cuts. Yeah, now you got it. We just like localized bread as a team. So if you're in a video game, Kuro, you would say cold cuts. You've been localized. Welcome to America. This is America. Excuse me, you wouldn't happen to know if a young lady came in here searching for her wallet, would you? She was indeed here a few moments ago, but she's gone now. So we all deserve to get paid for that localization effort we did. We've done it. Oh, I was getting everything go. But see, I think this actually looks cool. I think that looks cool. And I appreciate your verboseness. I also appreciate that. I'm like, this is like a spoiler alert for Mr. C's path to like getting into my good graces. Is I really like people that say a lot of stuff, like not talk a lot of words, but like have deep statements of things. I like to think about things and how people see the world. So a lot of times that comes through when people write detailed, critical things. So that's why I always like in Discord and stuff, I'm always like bugging you guys like, hey, so what do you think about this? What do you think about that? Because I just want I want thoughts. I like creep into people's brains. I want to eat it. And here is the brain, and here is me chomping. Yum, yum, and it goes into my brain, and that's yum. Snack cakes, baby. Do you know where she went then? So for that, Rainy is a fast friend to me because always been a person that has like deep thoughts and articulates them well. I like doing that at night too. Ooh, Kuro, what else do you do at night, bud? This isn't the Nasty Man channel. She did mention something about having no choice but to rely on Idios now, though. Does that help you out at all? I think there's one place that could be. Shall we make our way to the church? That seems like a best bet for now. Who would have thought this would turn into a Zelda quest? While I'm here. What the hell am I supposed to do now? Excuse me, I'm sorry to bother you, but could we have a moment of your time? You're those kids from that military academy, right? What do you want from me? I got nothing to sell you, obviously. Even if I did have something to sell, I've got no place to sell it. I'm basically ruined. And to top all it off, the Provincial Army and that other damn merchant are acting like I'm the one who did it. That's true, girl. I found that since I started to listen to more podcasts, I have to actively decide to stop listening to things and allow myself to actually think. I didn't realize how much of my headspace was just like filibustered by sound of podcasts, things like that. That I have to make sure I stop doing that. Back when I was in college, I used to travel back and forth from college to home in a 3-hour drive. So this was like only music, and I'm like one that can't listen to music for a long period of time. So it just ended up being like me in silence before I understood what a podcast were and stuff. And that was always a good time for me to think. Well, Rainy, you know what you can do to get past that writer's block? It's just write. Write some sci-fi. You should write some sci-fi, Rainy. Develop a world. We can create a world together. He's not taking this very well, is he? Hard to blame him, but we need to see if he knows anything that might help us. Well, you see. Or maybe we could write some actually good cyberpunk, Rainy. Reen explained that he and his classmates were investigating the truth behind what happened the previous night. Oh, that would be cool. Oh man, we could just make the Discord like a complete RP section. Like a role play of Rainy's story as the characters Rainy has created us to be. Actually, I'm saying that as a goof. That would probably be one of my most favorite things that have happened in the world. If I can actually get people together to role play characters. You're investigating this mess, huh? That like legitimately just made my heart happy just to think about that. Really? Iron Maiden. I'm telling you, man, Kuro, I'd be definitely here for that. Okay. So would you consider cooperating with us? See, at the end of the day, I think I just would want to play Dungeons and Dragons. I don't think I don't have the social infrastructure still for that. But I mean, even just the RPing part. Yeah, it seems like it'd be very fun. I mean, I'm definitely here for that. Sure, why not? Not getting my hopes up, as I'm sure you can understand, but hell, I've got nothing left to lose. Not exactly a vote of confidence. Yeah, like it wouldn't even have to be that much. It'd just be like, you give us the characters and we would, I guess, improvise off of it. But how would we generate the world or the events in the world? I guess someone would have to say what's going on as well. Or else it would just be us role-playing these characters that exist within the Discord itself. What space would I occupy? Can I too own a market stall? Hey, he's willing to cooperate. I say we cut him some slack and hear him out. So about last night, the time the incident actually happened. Last night, huh? I don't know how much help I can be if that's what you're asking about here. See, I left the market right after arguing with that merchant yesterday, and I didn't come back till this morning. I stayed over at a friend's place, another merchant. Just got pissed, drunk, and ready at him all night. I mean, I guess we could all really create our own sort of narratives for our character in a way. It's like create time, like, so this is what this person did today, and really just write a narrative for someone's actual overall story. Anyway, I wish there was I want some good cyberpunk to read. Anybody got any good cyberpunk? And I don't mean to Android's Dream of Electric Sheep, because that made me want to take a nap. Yeah, no, world building is super hard. Trust me, I've the cyberpunk story I'm talking about in my mind that doesn't exist, I've tried to write it myself. It turned out that I'm not gonna be able to do it. Merchant Marco, I feel you in the spirit. I stayed over at a friend's place, another merchant. Just got pissed, drunk, and ran it at him all night. And you're certain of this. All you have is the summaries. Before that, good old cloud storage. Positive. Ask my friend if you don't believe me. He'll back me up. I wandered over here with an awful hangover this morning, and what I found gave me a hell of a start. My whole stall in shambles. And as if that weren't bad enough, all the processed foods I was going to sell were just gone without a trace. So the goods that were stolen were all processed foods. That's right, nuts, cheese, bacon, all foods that have long shelf life, made with local ingredients. This is starting to make me think that this is a theft of necessity. Seeing all my stuff gone really sobered me up. It was like I hadn't been drinking at all. Yeah, the money was literally crushing the people, crushing from the top. Hyper capitalism. Isn't that? I think there was like an episode of Batman that there was children living in a sewer, wasn't there? And there was like the sewer master. Batman the animated series, that is. He's like, oh, was he a gator, or is he just a man wearing a weird hat? He couldn't have been an actual gator. Batman didn't really do that kind of stuff. I think that's when Bruce Wayne or Batman had to go undercover. I would say so, yeah, Psycho-Pass. Though, I mean, at this point, I'm not even sure what cyberpunk means anymore. I just want to think about cool outfits. So maybe that's just what I mean. But yeah, Psycho-Pass is that. And Psycho-Pass is really good. I really like that one. That's when I went over to that fool's stall to make him pay for it. Why'd you go straight to him? Because he was the one who did it, of course. He smashed my stall so he could have the spot all to himself. Oh, that's a good point, Rainy. Killer Croc. I just forgot that. But I don't think this is who it was in this particular one. Oh, well, I mean, we're just hanging out playing games at 6:15 in the morning. Let me just look this up. Move out of the way, coffee. There we go. YouTube. Just put this over here in general, and which display am I capturing now? Oh, the wrong one. This is neat, right? This isn't gonna make anybody go crazy. That one. Batman Kids Sewer. That's probably not right. Sewer Love, nope. Batman, time to find all the nasty clues. Sewer King. This is it. I guess might as well watch this epic fight then. Not that epic. Yeah, there's a lot of gators involved.
I thought you were endangered.
Bravo. Bravo. You've caused me great distress, you evil bat. Yes, 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 you have.
Anyways, that was the guy.
Pets,
And guess what? If you want to watch that epic fight, you'll have to watch on your own. Exactly, Rainy. But that's the Sewer King, who is not at all gator-like or wearing a hat. So, great job, Mr. Cunningham. Great memory. You're doing fantastic. I'm glad we had that nice Batman the Animated Series break. That show is so good. Like, oh my god, that show is so good. He smashed my stall so he could have that all spot all to himself. But that doesn't make any sense. If Hines did it, then why was his stall destroyed too? He must have done that to himself. Probably figured if he destroyed his own stall, no one believed he could be responsible. No, that seems pretty unlikely. It's a bit excessive. She is correct. That doesn't make any damn sense. While I understand your frustration, baseless accusations do no one any favors and only cloud the true issue. Anime logic. But it's so frustrating. I've lost so much money because of this. I might have to shut up shop for good. That is bad. If I could at least get my goods back, maybe I could salvage enough to stay afloat. But what are the odds of that? None of the other merchants saw anybody do anything, and the provincial army sure ain't about to help. Oh, I like that rating. Superman disguised as Batman. I mean, from the chin, like from the nose down, they're basically the same dude anyway. As far as their facial structure, super square jawed dudes. Pure and simple. All the hard work I put in getting this far, and this is how the dream ends for me. Well, I'll be honest, I'm not sure how much we'll actually be able to do for you, but we'll do everything in our power to help you find some form of closure. So cheer up, okay? Shut up, Elliot. I do appreciate that. But again, I ain't about to get my hopes up. Good luck, though. The Shin. Fairly Odd Parents. I like the Fairly Odd Parents. Thanks about everything this merchant knows. Let's try questioning the other one. Well, before we question anyone, let's go to the church just in case this side quest somehow leaves us. I do appreciate them in this game being a little bit more overt about where the locations for the things are. This game is definitely made for people not quite as smart as the people that play Trails in the Sky. Oh, adios, please have mercy on my poor soul. I simply cannot believe this. How am I supposed to live on, having lost all my Mira in a place like this? Looks like we found her. The tragic heroin act made it kind of obvious. Unfortunately, we'll have to interrupt her. Excuse me. Eek! Just who are all of you? Oh, not hidden side quests. I don't like that. Hey, do you guys still remember Astral Chain from E3? Anybody remember that style? I bought that on Switch. It comes out on the 30th of August. It still seems pretty neat. I mean, is it though, Kuro? Because like when you're a player like me and I constantly forget where things are, I kind of like to have an exclamation mark on a map to just walk to. Well, you can turn right around if you're planning to rob me. I no longer have any... Please calm down. We just want to ask you something. Were you correct in assuming that you are Annabelle? I am. Haha, I thought so. You wouldn't happen to recognize this wallet, would you? They showed Annabelle the wallet. That's my wallet. Where did you find it? Well, you see, they returned the lost wallet to Annabelle and explained the situation to her. Thank you so much. I'm surprised to hear that a merchant from the Grand Market kept it safe for me, however. Kindness remains within people's hearts after all, it would seem. Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, if it says exactly what the lost thing, it's like, well... You found a hidden quest. Man, I don't want that. Looks that there was a lot of those in Trails in the Sky, I think, that I didn't find, obviously. Oh, looks that way, yeah. Yeah, regardless, I'm very grateful that you found it for me. Is there any particular amount that you'd like in return? You can take half of what's currently in here if you'd like. I don't think we'd accept that. Your thanks alone are enough. Do you know how little Mira we have? We have 470 Mira. Let's see. Well, how about this then? I purchased it as a souvenir at the Grand Market before the Great Wallet search began. Picard plush. Because I forgot what they said. Oh. I see no reason you can't accept that. In fact, I insist. I hope you find it useful. Ah, thank you. Be grateful to accept then. You're very welcome. Thank you again for finding my wallet. So you managed to find the owner after all. Then thank goodness. I really can't thank you enough. I'm glad that we could be of help. Please excuse us then. Nice. They're not gonna let me do this, I know, but I'm still gonna try. Or some Picard Kush. HP 100, def, 80F. Sure, put it on him. Let's go check out the Orbital Factory real quick. And also have that new orb mint, don't I? Oh man, see, I don't like that. Like with guides and stuff. I mean, I don't mind using it, but I don't know. Giving you a B is rough. Strength plus 3 allows you to see data. Why don't this give you also strength plus 3? Strength plus 10, strength plus 3 on that slot. This is a gray slot. Might need to unlock another thing. Just dripping in bummer sauce. Yeah, we'll worry about that later. What I want to do customize, no, nope. Modify, cover. Yeah. Nah, I don't need to check. You have to really go through it, huh? And to think, I was ecstatic to finally participate in the famous Celtic Grand Market. What did I ever do to deserve this? Excuse me. You. I'm sorry you had to see me acting like that. I hope you can forgive me for my inappropriate behavior. He seems really down. That's quite understandable. He's a merchant in a busy market, unable to do business. So what brings you here? Did you need something from me? Well, actually, Rean explained that he and his classmates were investigating the truth behind what happened that previous night. You're investigating? That's right, and we'd really appreciate if you could answer a few questions for us. You may be able to help us find the true culprit. I suppose it can't hurt. It's better than doing nothing, at least. Fact. You don't have to sound so pessimistic. Well, can you blame me? Your students at Military Academy are not exactly ace detectives. But aren't the hardest quests in life hidden, Kuro? Aren't they hidden? The quest to understand the quest of ourselves. Let's make it dumb. That is true, but we're still determined to find out who it is this. We may even be able to recover your goods. Cooperating with us could prove quite fruitful. Okay, fine. I never said I wouldn't help you, did I? You didn't. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to say, though. It's not like I saw anything worth mentioning. You didn't? As soon as I made sure my stall was ready to open the next morning, I left everything set up and went home. The other merchants around here can vouch for that. Guess I shouldn't have left the stall unattended, though. By the time I got in, it was too late. The deed had been done. So by morning, the stall had already been destroyed and your goods stolen. Come to think of it, what goods were stolen exactly? Well, it was simple with me, actually. An accessory? Is this a brand that's popular in the capital? Been a real hit lately, yeah. I was hoping to bring the fad here by selling them at the market. Alright, Kuro, enjoy your lunch. Enjoy the bread. The cold cuts. SCNCS, hit up that dyslexia button. Yeah, see, like, that stuff, there's just no way you would ever know that, and you wouldn't do it organically unless you're going to talk to literally everyone in every town every time anything happens. This is the only one I have left now. Dread to think of just how much money I lost in one single night. That damn coward sabotaged my business. It's much too early to be jumping to conclusions. Do you have any evidence that proves his culpability? No, but he's clearly the prime suspect. He was so against the idea of taking turns sharing the spot with me, he decided he'd destroy my stall altogether. I just know it. Stack stick positive. Stayed up all night for so there was no. See, I almost ramped right over that into the trap. Because if I'd read it out loud, I would have been hurting. Rather, there's no dog. I'm going to get back the goods back no matter what it takes. Please try to stay calm. You don't know you don't know that if you cause any more trouble, the Provincial Army really will arrest you, right? Yeah, but it's a matter of justice. I can't just act like nothing ever happened. It's wrong on general principle. I'm begging you, please get my good back, whatever it takes. Well, can't promise success. But I swear to you, we'll do everything we can. That much I can promise. That's all the two victims of this crime have to say, it seems. What does everyone think? I can't be sure, but I really don't think either of them is responsible. Both merchants certainly have adequate motive to damage the other's stall, but the chance of both committing the same crime on the same night without crossing paths is virtually nil. Glad somebody came to that conclusion. It's not impossible that they were just out to steal each other's merchandise, but I don't believe that's what happened. Both of them have alibis confirming that they were somewhere else when the crime took place. I'm inclined to agree. I just can't see either of these merchants being responsible for what happened. So we're going to have to look out somewhere else to find valuable suspects. Where though? I mean, who could it possibly have been? Probably the military. Sweet accessories and non-perishable goods. It's impossible to say right now we don't have any solid leads. We know who the culprit wasn't, but I was supposed to start narrowing down who it was. The market itself seems unlikely to produce any further clues, so we should focus our attention elsewhere. Actually, there is one thing that's been bugging me. There's one group of people involved in this whole situation whose actions don't seem to make any sense. Maybe we can work out the reasoning behind their strange behavior. We can come one step closer to finding our own culprit. What do you mean? I'm talking about the Provincial Army. They haven't done a thing to try and solve this crime despite it happening right under their noses. And that begs the question, why not? The market manager said they're refusing to fulfill their role due to the tax issue, which means the Provincial Army should refuse to intervene in quarrels within the market as well. If that's the case, then why did they come and intervene this morning? Good question. Now that you mention it, that really doesn't make any sense. Their methods were atrocious, but the fact is, they brought that dispute to an end almost instantly. They did get involved. Yeah, one minute they're refusing to do anything, the next they're taking a stand. It's definitely suspicious. My point exactly. There's definitely something unnatural about the way they're conducting themselves. And since we have no other leads, what do you say we go to the Army's guardhouse to take a look around? We might be able to learn something from them that could aid us in our investigation. That may be worth an attempt. The guardhouse isn't too far from here either. Let's head over and see what we can find out. Hey, AP. Maybe they'll let me do the battling outside now. Just let me do some combat, please. Nope. No combat for you, Mr. C. Not to talk to the world. Aren't you the students from that military academy, was it? What are you doing here? We're terribly sorry we'll trouble you, but we're hoping we might be able to help us with something. We ask you a few questions about the incident that occurred at the Grand Market this morning? I bet they're going to be dismissive. What? What does that have to do with you? We're visiting this town on a field study as students of Thor's Military Academy, and would very much appreciate the chance to see how our experienced soldiers such as yourself handle difficult everyday situations. This seems a perfect opportunity for an anecdotal case study and could prove most invaluable to our education, if you'd permit it. Stroke his ego. That's the path to any person's heart anywhere. Just stroke that person's ego. Eventually, they'll give in. Alright, stay here. I'll see what I can do. It looks like we might be able to hear what they have to say for themselves after all. Yeah, like like I want to do the side quest first and then get to the main. Like I just want to get all that out of the way, then like we can keep the pacing on the main. But it's like what's gonna end up happening is I'll have to at some point stop doing the main part of this and do the side quest, or else I'll lose the opportunity to do the side quest, I'm assuming. Yeah, I don't love that. I don't love that. I have little baby wrists. This is a casual observation about myself now. It looks like we might be able to hear what we have to say for themselves after all. Nicely done, Lara. In times like these, we need to make good use of our position. No one can fault a student for wanting to learn after all. But now comes the hard part. This makes me nervous. Well, let's just wait and see what we can get out of them. Remember, it's not always what they say that matters, but how they say it. And even more importantly, what they don't say. Right? I hope you appreciate us taking the time out of our busy schedules for this. So what do you want? And make it quick. I'm a busy man, you know. He's not even trying to keep up appearances. Unbelievable. I'll be brief then. We came to discuss the incident at the market this morning. Huh. I'd do some quick hand measurements myself. Would we be correct in assuming that the Provincial Army will be conducting no further investigation? Is that all you came here to say? Is that all? Should the armed forces charged with maintaining peace in this region not be taking this matter more seriously? Laura, I'm not sure. You got a big mouth for someone your age, and it seems you have a lot to learn about how military units actually work. What do you mean? Let me ask you this. What should the #1 priority of the Provincial Army be in order to maintain the status quo? I'll tell you, their #1 priority should be to reinforce the will of their region's ruling lord. True. Duke Alborea. As members of the Provincial Army, the will of the nobility is absolute. We're just following our orders, protecting what we have duty to protect. I assume you're referring to the local petition against the sales tax increase. So you're saying as long as the petition isn't withdrawn, the grand market isn't something you have duty to protect. Interpret my words however you want. So obviously it looks like the Provincial Army is the one that did this to escalate the rate at which the people will acquiesce to the increased tax. We're soldiers, we follow orders, that's how the military works. We don't need some fresh military academy inductees telling us how to do our jobs. This is nuts. Does he even have a tiny shred of shame? I was hoping we'd be able to get something out of him, but it sure doesn't seem too likely anymore. So is that then? I hope this has been enlightening. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a job to do. Wait, would you mind answering just one more question? Elliot? Well, do you have any idea what might have happened to the goods Marco was handling? You know, the accessory merchant, all he had left was that one sample. What are you talking about? The merchant from the capital, Hines, was the one who was planning on selling accessories. What? What did you just say? What are you all looking at me like that for? How do you know that? I was under the impression that you hadn't investigated the matter at all. How peculiar. We only discovered what each of the merchants was intending to sell a short while ago ourselves. Sir, we have our own ways of finding things out. You do well not to underestimate us. Now we've wasted enough. We've wasted enough time answering your questions. We're leaving. Well, they're leaving. We're just going inside. Do you think the fact that they know what each of the merchants was selling means they did investigate the matter after all? They did. They saw those brows and like, that boy can't be delivering any sort of clandestine statements. Elliot is incapable of subterfuge, they thought. But no, the fact that they know each of the merchants selling means they did investigate the matter after all. But the burglary happened last night and it was only first discovered this morning. Realistically, I don't think there was any opportunity during that time for them to do any digging. Now without running into us. Agreed, I suspect they knew what each merchant was planning to sell well in advance of yesterday's incident. Though that would be easy information for them to learn since Duke Alberia must have issued permits for both stalls. That's sure, the armory would have no trouble getting access to transaction records for something like that. But why would they bother? Maybe they need to know so they can prepare. Prepare for what? I get the impression that the incident at the market has been carefully planned out for a while now. I don't think those two merchants being given permits for the same spot was a coincidence either. It's probably done to get them to start fighting so they could get robbed while there was tension between them. Basically to create a situation that could be brought under control without the armory's help. Okay, Elliot. Alright. So the two merchants were being used all along. That seemed to fit perfectly with what happened this morning. Meanwhile, the provincial army has shown no interest in actively working towards a solution, unless the market manager chooses to withdraw his petition. So they waited for things to get out of hand, then showed up to force both parties into uncomfortable truce. Eventually, the merchants would get worn down enough that they'd feel like they have no choice but to withdraw the petition. This has turned out to be an even shadier situation than I thought. Yeah, but thanks to Elliot, I do believe we finally uncovered the truth of the matter. That was indeed some very quick thinking you displayed, Elliot. You make a fine military strategist. I just got lucky, that's all. So what we know is the provincial army is somehow involved with the actual perpetrators of this crime. The only way to solve it once and for all, though, seems to be, well, to find them and catch them. But if this was carried out by members of the provincial army, that's not going to be an easy task. No, I don't think anyone from the army was directly involved. The soldiers here are far too proud to dirty their hands with such escapades. I tend to agree. Really, whoever the culprits are, I doubt they're still here in Seljuk. There just aren't many viable places to hide such a huge amount of volume of goods without them being found. Now, that's a good point. Maybe they escaped by trade. No, that can't be. Boarding a train with that much merchandise would raise suspicion for sure. It's been less than a day since the burglary happened, so they can't have gotten far. Maybe we should ask around the main road to see if anyone saw anything out of the ordinary. Someone suspicious may have spotted them leaving or entering the town. That sounds like a wise course of action. Come on, let's resume our search. We mustn't let this cowardly thief run free. I wouldn't dream of it. Okay, video game. I'm gonna try this again. May I please go? Of course not. Yep, didn't think so. At least at this point, it kind of makes more sense since we feel like we're in a urgent situation. Hiss, Lulu, are you okay? Look what that nasty man did to her. Is something the matter? I was just chasing after Lulu near the west exit of town, and there was a weird man sleeping along the side of the street. A weird man? To sleep in the middle of a bustling town like this, oblivious to his danger, suggests he possesses formidable skills. Is that so? No, not that way. It's a main road. We can't ask the main road. We have to ask over here first. Or he was just really drunk. That's what I'm thinking, Mina. The nasty smell coming off him nearly made little Lulu faint. That's terrible. It really was. I don't know who he is, but I'll have to keep an eye on Lulu to make sure she keeps her distance from him. So he's not from this town then, huh? I'm not sure. Only started seeing him a few days ago. I'd never seen him before that. Really now. That sounds like a lead if I ever heard of one. If he's drinking in the middle of the day and isn't Instructor Sarah, then we know he's not a merchant, at the very least. Yeah, I think we should go talk to him. Let's have a look near the west exit and see if we can track him down. Dude, is this the same dude that I was talking to like earlier? Creating his own backstory. Sure is. My dude. Drink, bring me another drink. Pew you, this guy reeks. How much has he put down? It's only midday and he's already completely blitzed. That's great. I don't think this is the man we're looking for. I think he'd have trouble pulling off a robbery. Sir, are you alright? We can help you get back home if you'd like. Sure, leave me alone. I'm just good for nothing who lost his job. Looking for that nature park whoosh my whole life. Nature park? I wonder if he's talking about Lunaria Nature Park we saw yesterday. All you kids know it? You see, I used to be a park ranger for the old place. Then you lost your job? Yeah, out of nowhere too. Heck, gave my life to do that job. I did, and then he just came and took it all from me. The fly, yeah, they are. They're like, this dude's drunk, but it's sad drunk, not fun drunk. You can't just take a man's livelihood off him like that. It's no fair. That job was my life. My life. Yes, we can see that. Something about this doesn't sound right. I agree. It hardly seems fair to take a man's job away from him without good reason. Right. I'm so glad somebody understands how I feel. There's no way a bunch of kids like that are going to do a better job than me. Kids? I was drinking here last night too, see? And a bunch of kids in ranger uniforms went walking out of town through the west gate exit. Uh-oh. Weird thing is, they were carrying a bunch of wooden boxes too in the middle of the night. Kids these days, I'll tell you. With all they're carrying. You don't think they could have been the nature park? I wouldn't even consider that. But given its size, it would no doubt be a perfect hiking spot. Yeah, they'd have no trouble stashing merchandise there undetected. The men staying at the entrance yesterday were probably there as lookouts. And if a provincial official was the one to tell him he was fired, that's practically a smoking gun. Huh. I say something useful or something? Don't know what I said, but if I helped you out, why not buy me a drink? I'll suggest you start trying to sober yourself up instead. There's a good chance we're able to recover both your park and your job. What? We know our next stop. As soon as we're fully prepared, let's head out to the Lunarian Nature Park. Right. So I guess they want us to quote unquote organically come across this monster because we'll have to probably exit through the west. We're gonna exit through the west either way. Look, it's battling. Remember monster battles?
We should take a right here to reach the nature park.
Oops.
Right. Let's go.
Is that maybe the monster representative there? Yeah.
A worthy adversary.
My turn.
Oh, you know what to do.
Give it up, everyone.
Here we go.
And I know you know what to do too, buddy.
All right, let's do this.
Yeah, leave it to me. It's my turn.
So let's see. What do you hate? Oh, you don't like earth attack. None of that's available here, so you're gonna just do a thing where you hit him with a thing.
Now.
I'll bet you up.
Doesn't care about that at all. Ooh, doesn't like that damage from her. Ouch. Oh, yes. So I could buff again. ABF, always be buff. No, always be. ABB, always be buffing.
Shatter!
Sweet, I forgot she was blind.
My turn.
So I guess I could returning beat again, maybe? Nope, that's a status, not actually a buff, is it? Not I can motivate again, I bet.
All right, let's do this.
Leave it to me. I can do this.
She's gonna die.
Wasn't strong.
Oops.
Here we go.
Ah, okay. That makes sense.
Ha.
You have.
They get to be double buffed again. Now just keep resounding beat.
Give it
It's
up,
fine.
everyone.
It's my turn.
Okay, so let's pierce enemy, unbalance. Oh, AoE heal. Duh.
Turn to flames! Burn! Go!
I'll get you up.
Go!
Okay, so what we're gonna do is you're gonna hit.
Right.
I really don't like that she keeps getting blinded.
I can
There
do
we
this.
go. Yeah, start attacking him. I put stuff on him to be attacked. I know the reason for that yet.
Now!
I'll get you up. Right.
Alright, so let's see. Yeah, needle shoot he's gonna hate.
My turn. There.
Of course.
Mm. You can see now, my child.
It's my turn.
Oh, is he petrified? Is it gonna be one shot like in no.
My turn.
My turn.
Right.
Well, you got a crit turn, so
Now.
I've got you!
it doesn't double crit. Womp womp. There we go.
Is everyone okay?
Defeated the quest monster. Congratulations, Ming. Oops.
Come on then.
Eh. Ouch.
Give it up, everyone.
Here we go.
Here we go.
There.
I can do this.
Boy, it seems like it's gonna be a minute before we get strong.
Right. Hey.
You fool.
Right.
Go.
Go.
Right.
Rip.
Right. Now.
I've got you!
Ouch.
It's my turn. Fire! Go!
I'll get you up.
Here we go.
There we go. Down you go.
That's that.
Dog
Let's
man.
get moving.
Levels. I'll take the levels, baby.
I did it.
You did do it.
I've only just begun.
6 strength that she's got. Is that true? Why does that happen? So I have to relink them in actual battle. That's dumb. I'm sure there's some logical reason that I just can't quite understand right now. That's what every time I say something dumb, it's always that.
The advantage is ours.
No, thanks for letting me know. I would not have known that. I was wondering, like, oh, I guess they're just not doing it. Oh, I see. So then you could relink with the next. I think I can get that. I jive. I jive.
Behold, my most powerful strike! Radiant Blade Dance!
Yeah, get wrecked.
Right. Now.
I'll take you up. Right.
I wonder when the assumption that flying things hate arrows. Like, why is that a video game thing that seems to persist?
It's my turn.
It's like a Fire Emblem rule as well. Oh, flying up, weak to arrows. I mean, it just seems like they'd be hard to hit.
That's that. Let's get moving.
Acerbic to Martian. I used to always pick up the acerbic tomatoes inside of, is that Zeiss? There was like Zeiss in this inside one of the laboratories, maybe?
I did it.
You're doing great.
I did it.
Yeah, so that's the thing. Like, it doesn't seem like they'd be easier to hit with arrows. It just seems like they'd be substantially harder to hit with swords. But it's like, well, video games.
Now's our chance. Let's get him. My turn.
It is your turn.
There.
Right.
I feel like this is a game that's I'm gonna need to grind a bit.
Now.
I'll take you up.
Or at least be interested in grinding a bit.
Now.
I've got you.
Of course. Huh?
Wrong.
I can do this.
My turn.
Of course. Huh?
Right.
My turn. Huh?
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, that's kind of what I'm picking up here early. It's like, this might just require a little bit of that. There we go.
All right, let's keep going.
I think I actually just got an acerbic tomato as well. I'm getting a heavy vibe that like there's just gonna be some of that, which I mean I really don't mind grinding, honestly. And I want to know how. I want to bust up the base.
Now's our chance.
Here we go.
Motivate.
All
Motivate
right,
your
let's
friends.
do this.
I can do this.
So they're still linked. That's still good.
I'll take you up. Right.
Well, I mean, we don't got a min-max to that degree.
My turn.
But you definitely know more than me.
It's my turn.
My turn.
Right. Huh? You
Rip.
still have a lot of training to do.
Okay. Get really disoriented by the map just now. Ben's there and done that.
Doesn't seem like anybody's here.
Yeah, I don't. I'm telling you, man, I would play JRPGs on easy. I really would. I mean, I should. I don't, but I should. Doesn't seem like anybody's here. I just like watching the numbers go up.
I wonder what happened to those bossy guys who were here before. If they really are the culprits, maybe they've run away already?
This woodland is too dense to reliably intuit whether anyone awaits within.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's how somebody would say that.
What's this?
Oops, somebody dropped a canned good.
It's
Oh,
A bracelet?
a bracelet.
How did a bracelet come to be in a place such as this?
Well, I think you know, Laura.
Just as I thought.
Just as I expected.
This bracelet has the same design on it as the ones that the merchant from the capital was planning on selling.
Really?
You're sure?
Fuck yeah, motherfucker. I'm definitely
Positive.
sure.
There's not a doubt in my mind that it was designed by the same person. Care to give a second opinion on that, Laura?
I'm hardly qualified to weigh in on recent trend, but there do seem to be a number of similarities between this bracelet and the merchant's goods.
So the fact that it's here means...
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's extremely likely the culprits we're looking for are inside this park.
Sure seems that way to me.
It only opens from the inside. I suppose that leaves us little choice.
Break on in, Laura.
Are you going to destroy it?
Will you be able to?
The lock seems quite solid, but my sword should be strong enough to...
Wait,
Wait, just
I'll
pushes
do
it
it.
open.
I can get it done more quietly.
Oh?
Really?
Well, what are you going to do?
He's also going to use a sword.
The 8 Leaves One Blade School's 4th form, Autumn Leaf Cutter.
Yeah, the one craft he got.
Huh?
Seriously?
Wow! You cut it right in two!
I did, thankfully.
Spectacular. It's an honor bearing witness to one of the skills of the 8 Leaves School.
I've done that move quite a few times.
Thanks, but I'm still more or less a beginner. Anyway, we don't have much time left. Let's head inside and see if we can find them.
Right.
Exactly.
We need to find them before the sun starts to set.
Looks like we can still make it after all.
Excellent.
Excellent
Come
day.
then. We must make haste.
Let's get in there. All right. Boy.
There's tons of little stone monuments in here.
Yeah. What do you think they're supposed to be?
I imagine they were made by the animists in this province.
Well, guess what, though? This seems like a good stopping point. Because this one, like, I don't know, man. Like, I'm generally enjoying the game. Like, not going to say that I definitely do. But this particular section has been, like, kind of tedious. Feeling kind of constrained. I enjoy the combat again, so that's going to be rising, which is exciting. I actually may stream more today. I don't know. It might not be. It probably won't be this because time, but I might do some, like, I've been wanting to play Wasteland 2. Yeah, that's exactly right, Rainy. Like, it's good and I'm enjoying it. It's just like, it's very different and I don't mind different either. It just has its way and the pacing is what it is. But this, I think the A plot is not pulling me through yet. Like, the main thing is still not super interesting. I get the noble commoner thing, but it's not quite human yet, like in a way that's making me feel anything about it. But of course, Rainy, thank you for hanging out with me this morning. I really do appreciate it. Like, it's always good talking with you, hanging out with a bro, true friend. And yeah, I might play something, or I might play some God of War or something. I don't know, it's something action and like I can bullshit through and just cut up, you know, have a good time, crack wise. But anyway, tomorrow, of course, there'll definitely be more trails. But yeah, man, I definitely appreciate you having around, and your expertise is always appreciated for sure. Because again, I probably wouldn't have been able to beat SC at the time, or at the third chapter, time I did without that good old Tina Orbital suit. Because that came through in the end. I think you were there at the end.